There is a science to exceptional leadership. And that science is about understanding how your brain responds under pressure.
He's a mathematician and computer scientist who has gained widespread acclaim for his unique style of leadership training, which applies scientific rigor to the field of emotional intelligence. Every word he speaks cuts straight to the heart of the issue and lands with a weight that only hard-won knowledge carries. During his time as vice president of a software company, he used the techniques that he now teaches to take his former company to #1 in their industry, driving revenues from $2 million a year to $75 million a year. He is now the CEO of the Institute for Health and Human Potential. His courses on performing under pressure and his evidence-based lessons for learning to control one's own emotions have made him the leadership expert of choice for some of the world's largest companies, including Coca-Cola, Intel, Marriott, NASA, Goldman Sachs, and multiple branches of the US military. Please help me in welcoming the man who has been called insightful, inspirational, practical, and deeply passionate. The award-winning speaker who is changing the world's relationship to pressure and helping us all push the limits of our own potential, Bill Benjamin.
So those same negative impacts we can have on people if they remember, the positive emotional impacts can also propel us. Can you be that kind of leader? Can you be that kind of consultant? Can you be that kind of person? Can you stay calm in that moment and connect? That is what will help drive you to exceptional leadership. There is a small almond-sized part of our brain right in the center called the amygdala. And it is the part of our brain that allowed us to learn for the first time. So unlike your autonomic system, for example, you can't change your body temperature. Gee, it's cold in this room, I'd like to raise my body temperature. Wouldn't that be cool? We become more self-focused, right? It becomes more about us because the amygdala is there to protect us. So it doesn't worry too much about what's going on with others, it's focused on us. So I want you to think about compassion. Think about accountability. Amygdalas could care less about accountability. Amygdalas don't think or cognate, they simply react. It's our source of emotional memory, and a lot of you experienced that early. When you thought of your poor leaders and you started getting a little anxious or tense, that was that emotional amygdala part of your brain remembering the negative experiences you had and starting to react. And it's like a little computer chip. It remembers all those negative memories and they are stored, and when they come up, it's like it happened yesterday, even if it was 5 years ago. The draft folder was designed for emotional intelligence. Write out what you want to write. Don't put anybody in the to list just in case. Put it in the draft folder, go do something to calm down and come back and think, oh my gosh, I am so glad I didn't send that email. No, you don't have much change going on here at NASA, do you? No, you've got an incredible amount of change. By the way, in terms of the impact of change, I love the story of the astronauts who don't like the badge situation. I mean, these are individuals who can handle an incredible amount of pressure, who have been through some of the most challenging, uncertain, times in their lives, yet a new badge system throws them off. You see how change affects us? Isn't it just amazing? I'm often asked to do programs on accountability, and I don't think accountability is about setting deadlines and holding people's feet to the fire. I think it's about getting other people to own it in the first place, so it's theirs. So by the way, the other thing that happens, I'm sure this doesn't happen to many of you, but every once in a while, the other person actually does have a somewhat better idea than me. I'm not actually always right, as it turns out, and it isn't even about right or wrong. It's about collaborating and building on ideas and sharing. And if we go in and we're like, nope, this is it, I'm sure I'm clear, it shuts everyone down. And there goes engagement and innovation and inclusion. A year and a half ago, when the book had just been launched and this program was brand new, I was given the opportunity to deliver this to 100 US Marines. Now, I'm not a military guy, so I would be nervous delivering the emotional intelligence program that I've delivered, many hundreds of times, but to deliver a brand new program that I'd never done before to 100 US Marines, I was the most anxious and nervous I've been in a long time. I always remember driving over to Fort Sheridan, just north of Chicago here, and just feeling so anxious. And the funny thing is, the first thought I had was, I should probably use some of the insights and strategies I'm about to teach. Right? I haven't internalized them yet. I would like the groups that had emotional intelligence as the top percentage to stand up. Okay, I'd like you to stay standing. I'd like you to look around the room and tell me approximately what percent of the room is that. Right? It's close to 100, isn't it? Okay, go ahead and sit back down. What I love about this exercise is that it's not me standing up here being some sort of leadership guru telling you about some arcane research study that has nothing to do with you. I'll do that in a few minutes. This is in your own personal experience. What has made a leader either poor or exceptional has very little to do with their IQ. Not really much to do with their technical skills and job knowledge. It has everything to do with their emotional intelligence. I have been able to put this work into practice. And yes, I started on some people's poor leader list. I've now had people from my company go to this training and say, hey, Bill, when I went to the training, you were on my exceptional leader list. Me, math guy. So if I can do it, you can do it.